Well, we get you ready for Cuse and Wake here this coming Saturday in the Dome. Brian Higgins, Garrett Williams. We've got a Garrett on offense, a Garrett on defense now. And for you guys, Garrett, what's this week been like? That was a heck of a game, but a tough loss. How have you bounced back off it?
Yeah, it was a tough loss, but we had a lot of things we can learn from that game. So I think everybody's excited to take the things we learned from last week's loss and apply it to this week so we can have a better result.
Specifically on defense, what did you guys take away?
Just limited explosive plays, and it was really nothing they did, just us being out of place and just not being as focused as we should be. So we've been really honing in this week on just doing the little things right, knowing what to do, how to do it, so that we can do it right in the game and get back to how we've been playing this season.
It felt like most of them were either directly Jordan Travis getting out with his legs or something he did running around in the backfield opened it up. How tough is that to go against where the quarterback may not know what he's going to do next, and it's up to you guys to somehow figure it out?
It was really difficult. Jordan Travis is a really good player, really great athlete. So trying to manage him while also respecting him being able to throw the ball was definitely a tough task. And I'm glad we see it so that way any other team we face down the road, we'll be prepared for it.
Not the first, obviously, mobile quarterback you played. You played Malik Willis the week before. But when you're prepping for that week and you don't know that he's going to start, how tough is it when you don't even know which style necessarily to prepare for?
Yeah, it's really difficult because, he had been hurt the past week, so we had no idea he was going to play, and then starts the whole game, so it's just how college football works, Florida State did a good job of hiding their hand. Not giving any tips, and they got us on that part.
And you guys have done the same to other teams here with Garrett Schrader into the starting lineup a few weeks ago. A couple of the defensive plays I want to hit you on. One's the pick your guy Deuce Chestnut made in the game. From your perspective as a corner, what's the most impressive part of a play like that?
Just the natural instincts of it. We get coached to do certain things, and sometimes their coaches tell us if you see something, believe it and just do it. As long as you just make the play, and he made the play, and like I said, it's not surprising to see him do things like that. He's been doing that since he got here, so I'm just glad he's doing it on a big stage.
Those plays have to be tough for guys like you, right? They have a guy there waiting to block you. I mean, it's very hard for you guys.
It is hard, especially when it's bigger tight ends who are twice your size. So for him to be able to make a move to get around it without getting touched and make a play like that in a big moment, that just speaks to how special of a player he is.
The other plays in the game, it felt like Marla Wax was involved in maybe every significant play of the game one way or another. He got the personal foul in the first half and then kind of maybe let up on a hit in the second half. How tough is that for guys on defense where it must be hard knowing whether or not you can actually go and hit a guy?
Yeah, especially with a quarterback like Jordan Travis. He was doing a good job of selling when he was running the slide to try to draw us hitting him. And then other times acting like he was going to slide and just keep on running. So that's a tough position for anybody to be in, especially in that position of the game. Not really knowing what he was going to do, but, it's just learning experience, and it happens to anybody, so just learn from it.
I'd say if you get one flag on you, right, it's got to mess with your mind thinking about it later in the game.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, everybody's human, so anytime you make a mistake, it's always going to be in the back of your head for a little bit, but that's the big thing about football, just being able to flush things like that and just keep moving forward.
All right, Garrett, this week, Wake Forest, they're pretty good here. They've been gaining steam over the last couple of years. What pops out about this Wake team that's maybe better than the other ones you've played?
Just how efficient they are on offense. They're doing a great job of running the ball and then passing the ball equally as well. They got a really, really good receiving core with the veteran quarterback and Sam Hartman. He's just run the offense perfectly right now. So it's going to be a tough task, but I think the defense is ready to stop it.
Feels like Sam may test you guys deeper down the field than you've been tested this year. How different do you think that's going to be this week?
Yeah, I mean, they have big receivers, and we're small in the secondary, so they're definitely going to take their shots down the field. But we just, as a secondary, need to see it as an opportunity to make plays on bigger dudes, so it just looks even more impressive making plays on guys twice your size.
And lastly, on their offense, Garrett, it feels over the years when they do the ride and decide play, they kind of ride it longer than anyone else. Yeah. How hard is that on your eyes to figure out what's going on?
It's very hard, and that's why it's important to really hone in on it in practice this week, because if you're not prepared for it, it's a big play waiting to happen. Wake Forest does a really, really good job of selling their passes from that and also selling the runs from it. So, being on your heels, so you just got to trust your keys and stay with it and just help where needed.
All right, lastly, Garrett, you're back in the Dome here this week. How important a factor could that be in a game like this?
I think it's a really big factor. The Dome has been great this year, and I don't expect it to drop off. And just you see every offense that's came here struggled with the noise. And so especially with a team like Wake Forest, we got to try and find ways to knock them off the rhythm because they're on momentum, a lot of rhythm go right now. So anything that really knock them out of their comfort zone will help us.
All right, Garrett, good stuff. Keep it going this week.
Thank you.
That's Garrett Williams. We'll see him in the Dome on Saturday.